unmute and put us on. There we are.
Do you hear me now?
Loud and clear, my friend. Well, as anticipated and we discussed, what an exciting hockey game. First period of hockey. 2-1 for the Sarnia Sting right now. Wow, kind of describes it.
It's crazy.
Right.
How else can you describe it? We kept them to 4 shots. Probably spent 70% of it in the box. I would say
we weren't even a minute in and we were in there, and I was like, come on,
funny
guys.
how we just talked about that right before the game.
Like,
I would. Some of them were maybe a little bit undisciplined, but I would say the refs left something to be desired. I
think so.
They weren't great at all. They missed a good tripping penalty on a breakaway there. I have no idea how they missed it. He was watching it.
Yeah.
And then the call on Mitch Young here was kind of silly, and then even further not to be an offsetting though. Well, you had 4 Wolves rush in and try and start a fight, and then they let that go.
We clotheslined to one guy.
That's just how it goes. You come across the blue line, you go down.
See, now there it is. There's the fan of the stick. Well, that's just how it is.
I don't think there was anything wrong with it.
No.
It might have been a little bit late. Sure, you can give him a 2 for interference. It was an unsportsmanlike, which is a weird call to make.
When I heard that, I was like, yeah.
And you didn't give an unsportsmanlike to the players rushing in to start a fight. Usually you have an offsetting penalty, and they didn't there, and I think that was wrong.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We've made do without even 70% of the time in the box, and we've got 11 shots and 2 goals, and our captain's on hat-trick watch. So
yeah, right. So it's been and you get that first goal, especially against a team like Sudbury, where you're like, really got to pull it together, got to grip the sticks here tonight, Connor. And they have, quite honestly. Somebody's trying to? No, can't talk now. They really have gripped those sticks in the proper way. I've seen a couple of spots there on the defense side where it's like, ugh, but for the most part, I think as this thing come out, the second period, for whatever reason, especially last week, was one of the weakest. It's typically been a weak period for us. So if they can remind themselves of that and grip onto those sticks, it was a good pace. Maybe it could go a little faster, but I thought it was a pretty good steady pace, honestly, on both sides.
Pretty darn good, I'd say. I don't think there was any lack of pace, really. Yeah. And they had great ozone pressure. There was so many shots and great movement. Bodine had a sweet shot out of midair, which didn't go in, but they were making that goalie move around quite a bit. And a total blown tire by the defenseman there, and Beckham Edwards just about capitalized and hit the post. There were some grade A chances.
That was Musty, right? And that had the puck, was coming. He just, I don't know, he slipped on a banana.
A little whoopsie daisy.
And then you could almost see him looking back, going, "Oh crap!"
Here it comes.
And then they picked
the goalie. Well, actually, the post bailed him out there, but
yeah. But it was definitely that, and I think it was like one other time where there was an opportunity. But, again, you look at the shots on goal. I think it's like 11 right now.
11-4.
That's big for the Sarnia Sting Hockey Club. We've typically seen the 6 to 7 range.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty even. Maybe Sudbury's a little bit tired from last night. They certainly don't look like they're playing their A game, especially with plays like that. There's been a couple where they go to do a drop pass and nobody's there, and to our benefit. But yeah, they look a little slow. Maybe they're caught up from the game against Windsor last night.
Oh, we don't care about their excuses.
Yeah, it's no, doesn't matter to me. We're taking advantage of it, and I hope they can continue it in the second.
Matthew Manza out there. Obviously we haven't seen a goal from him yet, but I don't know that he's actually been in a position to yet, really.
He had a good play down there against the boards where he took control of the puck, and he was good.
Yeah, you're happy with him so far?
Happy, yeah, small sample size, but I like it. I like that little scrum there at the. That was another thing I was going to mention, is that it looked like a slash off Karima's stick off the face-off there. He broke his stick entirely.
Yeah.
I believe it was a slash. They just totally overlooked it.
Well, I wondered how that happened. It was like you're at the face-off. How is there a stick broken?
It's usually the other player, but they overlooked that, and then he got a new one. He looked like he elbowed him in the face after that. I think Karima was not happy about the broken stick, and then he showed it also after the play where he was probably speaking some harsh words in Russian all the way back to the bench.
I don't think we've seen the last of Karimov and Walton in this hockey game yet as far as aggression is concerned.
He's a fiery competitor.
I'm predicting something is going to come around. Although, as much as I know you like the fight and that stuff like that, I'm not sure this is the team to do that against right now.
Probably not, and it's not really needed if we're up now. You don't need to get suckered into a fight. You can, but if it comes down to it in the third period, then
poke, right,
sure,
Connor?
yeah, someone might have enough.
Yeah. Well, and again, that young age, hard to control sometimes in that emotion, but that also likely part of the conversation that's going on in the, I call it the control room, actually, the locker room. But in the locker room or the war room, I would gander that's, hey, guys, just keep going, but keep those emotions in check and stay out of the penalty box.
Watch your stick.
Well,
the tripping in the slash, actually, that was quite a hit from Doucette down there, actually. We were in perfect position to see that one. So he got him good up high, I think. But
there's a lot happening out there on the arena stage, I call it. Between these two teams, Sudbury's got to be feeling the pinch right now, like but like you said, they could be tired from last night. That's valid, but when you're that top tier team too, like Sudbury Wolves, and you're coming down against right now a team like the Sting, who has had a long tail winning streak. I like to call that the snake. But they've chopped the head off of that snake, got back in this game, and again, show that they're capable of winning against top-tier teams. Dare I go back to against London when we had a horrible loss, but then the next day it was like,
So resilient and just able to bounce back. And even looking back to last week, you lose at home, and then you go away so far to Erie too. It's not an easy travel down. It's a long drive, and then you win on a back-to-back, which is tough to do, especially when you're first.
And that could be considered a skill, and a strength of this Sarnia Sting team is that they are resilient in coming back, and sometimes takes a little bit longer. But like Alatang said last week, I think at that time there was 18. I think there's like 15 or 16 home games left now, right?
Breaks your heart.
So it's still time to. I think this team is going to playoffs.
It's a bold prediction. I don't even think it's a bold prediction.
It's not just a want. Don't get me wrong, fans. I know we're here on behalf of this, but I mean, I wouldn't say that if I didn't feel confident that this team will get to the playoffs.
No, we're in a good position. Like I said, we're creeping up on Erie, and we're tied with Saginaw or Flint maybe right now.
Right.
There's a lot of time to make ground in the standings, and you don't even really have to make ground. It'd be nice to have a home ice advantage, but
no kidding.
But even just to slip in is awesome.
Well, and we've got some other games coming up that I don't want to say wish it were easy or wish you were better, but at the same time,
an unfavorable matchup.
Well, coming up against Guelph, I think 3 or 4 more times, right?
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the first time we played them, they were the last place team, and we lost to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that's part of this game. There's some advantage there to being able to play those kind of teams. But then again, I don't know, it's like playing your dad checkers, like, come on, Dad, let me win, or like, no, you gotta earn it. And this team, I think, has finally rallied around each other. Kind of quote Alatang again. They're rallying around each other. Dylan Sika said it, sorry, and they're starting to really, I don't know, like each other.
Gel.
You
like that?
Sure. Yeah, I know that's a common term, but I'm really impressed with tonight's game. Probably the most impressive game I know they've had wins, but I would say this is the most impressive game I've seen from this team.
The most impressive first period for sure. They came out flying out of the gate. How else? How better to get involved than get a period in the first 50 seconds and.
Right.
It's like they're trying to put themselves down, and their penalty kill it's outstanding right now. They kept, like
Thankfully.
I think if you totaled it, I think it might have been 14 minutes, 12 minutes on the penalty kill. You kept them to 4 shots in that time, and you had a great couple dumps of the puck, and they look unbelievable. I agree.
Yeah, Nick's been doing again. Break dancing out there, but like I don't think in the sense of like maybe a couple of times where the team, but like the rest of the time, like he's just doing his job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
being right there,
and he's not having to do too much, which is good. Keep the less work your goalie has to do, the better.
Here's a question for you, and I asked Mark earlier. Comparing Nick to Benny Gaudreau. First of all, is that apples and oranges?
I don't know. No, it's not apples and oranges. Yeah. They were different players. They're different goalies, but maybe his protege, if you want to say that, he learned a lot from him, and I think they're both world-class Sarnia talents. Does that make sense? Citywide talents. How about that?
All right.
They're both
what he's
highly
really
revered.
saying is he doesn't want to pick one over the other. That's what he's really saying. How's Sting doing? We're winning 2-1. Canner is there saying, "Go Wolves, go." I guess you can stay. Abby shared the lot. Oh, look at this. We're over 17,000. Yeah, we're trying to get to 50,000.
On the season finale of TikTok.
Right? No. Shut up. We're not going anywhere.
Do we have any American viewers out there? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Did I just see some chicken wings behind you or what's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's burying them. It's not for us. They don't feed the broadcasters. Well, I had pizza before, but I can't have pizza all the time. I'll get fat. I know you're trying out there, Abby. I really appreciate you, sweetheart. That's awesome for doing that. Help Abby out. Just outside Sarnia, Mike. Okay, all right. And TikTok QT. Oh, really? Star. There's a good one.
What is the name?
I don't know, something porn star. I don't know.
These names are great.
Abby sent another rose. I'm sure again for me.
I like sunflowers.
Yeah, you like sunflowers? He needs a pair of glasses. I wonder who'll give us that.
Yeah, these are broke.
Great job. We've gone live for 90 minutes. Okay. Did I play in Pittsburgh? No, that wasn't me. All right, well, I'm thinking we got to see a strong second period out here, Connor. We can't go back to our old ways of the second period and then carry it on through. Like, I know it's the cliche, but 60 minutes of hockey, they definitely showed up for the 20 minutes of this first period.
The hardest thing to do is play full 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're good in the first, we're good in the third. We can close out pretty good, but this seems to be the 20 minutes where you want to take your foot off the gas. But maybe not so much us, but maybe the other team's getting a good talking to after their weak first period. They always seem to turn it up after.
Don't have an attendance yet, but we usually get that second period, so we'll have that coming up in a second. Attacker back on. I'll pop in and out. Thank you very much, Abby. Appreciate you. Oh, we got a finger heart. Matthew Manns' new team was a huge fan of him in Chilliwack. Okay, right on. Cool. And I had somebody here earlier. I couldn't remember the name. That said former Sting player, but they didn't come on and tell me who, so I don't know. All right, we're close to 20,000. Now Beck is taking over out there. Okay, right on. And thanks again to our friends at Hughes Intelligence Canada. And I want to say a shout out to our friends at Wave Energy Drink, all natural, all the alphabet letters of vitamins that you need, and only 37 milligrams of caffeine. And if you want to find out more, there's a link in the description on Facebook and YouTube. Connor, I think we're in for an exciting one coming up next, buddy. So
I'm ready.
See what happens there. So we're going to continue here on TikTok. So if you want to keep seeing us, Facebook and YouTube, we'll be live on TikTok the whole time. So make sure you come back and check us out there. But as always, I'm David Burrows, and my smarter than me friend, Connor Burke. 1, 2, 3.
Go Sting, go.